Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in this little series, a page from Johanna Basford Weekly Planner, Worlds of Wonder, in using Chromaflow pencils. We have this sort of leaves to do here, and then our butterflies, so not loads to do, so we can just get on with it. And I think the leaves should perhaps be in a mix of the different green colours. I think I used the darkest one for these sort of stem parts, and then we'll go from there. Which is I think the tropical green is probably the darkest. Tropical rain, sorry. I'm going to come in a little but not too much, because I'm going to be doing both of them at the same time. I think that's straight-ish. So with the stems, I'm not going to do anything too amazing. I notice I've got a pencil line all the way up there where I've accidentally drawn on my paper. I'll try and get that off in a minute. I've got a Tombow eraser. It's not been that good for these. I've actually got a different eraser. I think this is a Derwent. No, this is a Faber-Castell eraser. I'm going to try that instead. It's rather harsher, you can probably hear it. And it's got a little brush on the end. And you can sort of sharpen it like it's a normal pencil. It's a bit more effective. It's not brilliant and perfect. I could probably persevere, but I don't want to bore you, so I will get back to doing this. And they are, as I say, a little better. You have to be a bit careful because they're sort of hard. They're almost like, I don't know if you used to get erasers that were supposed to work for pens. When you were at school, we did. I don't know if they still exist. You can get a erasable pen, but this was different. This was supposed to be a eraser that erased pen, and basically it just sandpapered away the paper. I think that's what that one does really, and it can be quite useful though if you've made an error and it won't come off with your other eraser. The little brush is quite a clever idea, I think, too. I've got a few of those actually. Someone gifted them to me. It was very kind of them. Thank you if you're watching. I don't use them a lot, but occasionally, like then, they can be really useful. Oh, this is a bit awkward on the spiral. Turn your book around and rest your hand the other way, and then you won't hurt. There we go. I notice quite a few people like having their book spiral bound. I'm going to start down there. I can see the pros and cons really. You might lose a bit of your page. If you're getting a regular book spiral bound, you have to trim off the, well you can, or you take it into a print shop, trim off the spine, and so you're already losing a little bit. And then, you know, obviously make the holes and put the spiral in, and then you've lost a bit of your book. You might not mind. You might feel that the convenience of having it spiral bound is worth it, but you might not like the idea. You know, I don't mind not having it. I find I can manage without, so it's okay. Here we have our jungle green. I'm going to do the sort of base of all of the leaves because this is our next sort of darkest colour. So I'm going to start off darker at the bottom and then just reduce like that. Yeah, and work through all of the leaves. I want to incorporate both of my other greens as well, but I'm going to keep going with this. Just seeing if you can see the top. I think you can. The sun's just gone in and out today, that sun. It was better than yesterday. Well, we didn't, but some parts of the country had huge hailstorms and things. Obviously, I'm recording this well in advance, so it was a while ago. But we didn't get that. It was a cold night though. Gone down to 3 degrees, which was lovely. Although I woke up with a hot flush and I pushed the covers off, and I was fine. And I got up after a while. Wait for my son to get up. Actually, he was up late-ish, but I slept in. We all slept in. Actually, he woke me up. That's right, he woke me up getting up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Pushed the covers off. Went off for my shower. When I came back, I noticed that there was like an inch of the bed on my side with no covers on, where I hadn't actually had many covers this morning. Husband had just like grabbed them all. He was really cold last night though, which is unlike him. He was lying on top of the bed because he said it's too cold to get in the bed, I'm going to warm it up, and this was in his clothes. And then of course he fell asleep. I sort of said to him, why don't you get in the bed and warm it up, you know, in your clothes? But he was like, no, it'd be too cold. In the night I heard him get up and get undressed and get into bed. He is funny. I can't just fall asleep like that. But he had forgotten his meds, so I think that was helped him to sleep really quickly. This is grass green because they help him to not his meds stop him sleeping. I'm going to go over all of it like with this one, and then I'm going to use some of the meadow green at the end for a little extra bit on some of them. I think it'll work. Got 2 chances, as my mum would say. We'll see. Sounds like husband's getting ready to go out. He wants to go to our museum and art gallery. There's an exhibition with a friend of his is exhibiting actually. He went to the open evening, or whatever you call it, the launch night, is that what you call it? Exhibition. But he wanted to, there was some other things going on that he was interested in seeing as well. So he's going to go and have a look at those. I'm not sure what they were actually. Oh, let's do these. And so he's going to look at that. So he was rather looking for, oh, we didn't do that on that side, right. Which colour was it? I think, I think it was a jungle green. Looks like it. So yeah, so he's gone off to do that, and he takes his sketchbook and draws some things usually while he's there as well. So that's good. I wasn't sure whether they would be closing for the winter, but actually I discovered they don't close until after Christmas, so he's got ages yet. Oh, and talking about Christmas, I've started designing the very first of my Christmas Advent giveaways. It's not like massive. I'm going to hype it up and then you'll be like, oh. But I just had some ideas, and I hope you'll like them. A few different things, but I've got 2 ideas. 2. And I've got 24 days to fill. So we'll see. They might not all be Christmas themed, is what I'm wondering. I'm trying to think of, I suppose winter, too bad. That sort of thing. I'm really confused. He's just come back in. He went out, he's come back in. Right, so what we're going to do with the final green, the green meadow, I've been calling it the meadow green, haven't I, is go over these areas. So where we've got this sort of inside bit, just go over that. It will just add a slightly different colour and make that bit look like it's there for a reason. I might do this bit too. These bits. There we go. And now onto our butterflies. Let's do the body first. Now I'm going to use the grey that we used for the peacock's legs, which is the Oxford grey, just to fill all that in on both of them. They're not quite the same shape, but that's okay. Now I'm going to sharpen this a little bit, make them a little bit darker on the edges, so around the edge of the head, edge of the bodies, parts of the body. I've got two, like that. You could use a little bit of black, I might do. Here's the black, and I'm just going to use it a little bit there and a little bit there, being ultra fussy, just a tad. Now, wings. What I'm thinking is we are going to do a similar thing to what we did with the peacocks. Yeah, this and this. I'm just grabbing my pencils first. I'll tell you what I'm grabbing in a minute. Is that the right one? Yeah. So I'm going to use the sea blue, the turquoise green and the teal. Okay. Don't worry if you didn't catch that, I will tell you as I go. So the sea blue is my first, I'm giving it a sharpen. Okay, here it is, sea blue. I'm going to be starting close to the body, like this, and then just starting to fade, like that. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the end of our wing. I'm going to ignore Johanna's markings on this one. Like that. I'm going to do the same on the top wing of this one. Like that. And here. A bit here. Just spread that out a bit. And here. Like that. Now I'm going to use the teal, which I need to sharpen. Teal. And I'm going to go over the top of this bit and extend our colour out. Try not to break the end of our pencil. Oh. There we go. Husband's just going to go to the supermarket as well on his way home, because apparently that one needs to come up a bit. I'm trying to make them look a bit symmetrical. There we go. Apparently we've got no milk. I know we haven't got any soy milk. I was using oat milk, which I use from time to time as a sort of backup. And he was saying we had no cow's milk either, and we've run out of decaf tea bags and omega-3 tablets. It's going to be a very exciting mix of items for shopping. So now we're going to use the turquoise green for the centre part. make sure you layer it down quite thickly, and then you get that sort of glistening, shiny look. Blend it into the other colours. If you put it too lightly, it doesn't give the same impact of colour. Find it ends up looking quite silky. We can do the same for this one. Now, I'm sort of was just thinking, you know, what about a background for this page? If I had to do a background for this page, what would I do? Well, I don't think it needs a background. I think black would look quite nice in certain places, but our peacock's faces would vanish because they're black. So, and they're sort of against the edge, so that wouldn't really work. Unless we did black around the outside and then kept that bit white, which would work. Right, I'm going to go back over the very edges again with the sea blue. I don't think, especially on this one, they're quite dark enough. The darker you have your edge, the more impactful that colour change is. So I'm just putting quite a thick layer down here. And in the middle, we'll use the teal again as well, just to really bring out that colour. I can do it on this one seemed a bit better. I think I find this side easier because I've got the ring to contend with, biting my hand all the time. Teal, I'm just going to sharpen it again. Make sure you don't go right over the turquoisey colour. And then we can do the bottom piece. I'm going to do the bottom half slightly different. I'm going to use the peacock blue and the bondi blue. So again, I need to sharpen. So similar though, lots of dark here. Now butterflies don't normally have wings that are this different, but I just wanted to make it look like the top and bottom section of the peacock. So I sort of had little choice but to do it this way. This pencil is bending. I'm just going to sharpen it in my electric sharpener. Hold on. Now I've got to be careful that I don't press too hard, or else I will find the lead snapping and flying across the room. So I'm going to have to layer it up bit by bit instead. That is the way we're supposed to colour with these, I should imagine. Not just push down hard. I think that's a sort of beginner's mistake by people, that they don't realise, it's not their fault, that they either push down really hard on the pencils and end up either making it too smushy and thick, or burnishing it down so you can't add layers, or breaking their pencils, or even indenting the page. I've even heard of people who've ripped their paper by pushing too hard. Or the opposite mistake is not pushing hard enough. on being unconfident, just adding one really light layer. That's what I used to do. I'm going to add the other colour, and I'm sure I'll come back in for another layer of this in a bit. This is the Bondi blue. I'm not going to sharpen this one, it's a little bit blunter, but I think that's going to work here, because I'm not trying to get right into the edge. Again, you want to put a generous amount down so that you can see the intensity of it. But you can see that I need to make my other blue more intense to work better with it. But I will, one at a time. Just, if you're ambidextrous, i.e. you're left and right-handed, can you colour with a pencil in each? Would you be able to do that, I wonder? That would be very hard. I guess you just need to be coordinated, like, you know, a sort of drummer or something who will use both hands, legs all at once. I've just not got that level of coordination. Right, back to the peacock blue. This one again isn't quite so bad. Again, because a bit easier, because it's actually this side isn't so good, because it's not by the ring binding. That, yeah, this bit needs some work. This one, not so good. The darkest bit around the very edge. Now it's up to you what you do with the markings on the butterfly. You could put some white on there, you could put some black on there, or you could do what I'm going to do, which is completely ignore them. One little thing I'm going to do though, just before we finish up, is use some black to put a little bit of shadow between the wings, because it's a little bit hard to see them. I'm just going to put a line under there and a line under there. I still don't know if that's really making that big a difference. I'm also going to fill in these. Now I never know whether they're supposed to be something or whether they're just the curled antennae, so they wouldn't be filled in, but I have filled it in. Now I have also just noticed that I haven't done the beaks of the peacock, and I don't know what colour they should be. I am guessing they would need to be a grey, so I'm going to use my Oxford grey to put down a layer of colour. And then I'm going to use the black just to shade it a little bit, to put a little bit at the very bottom, but not too hard, because I don't want it to look black. I definitely want them to look grey. There we go. Now the peacock's eyes are a circle of black with a white dot in the middle. I think we'll have to leave them like that actually, because the black bit sort of vanishes because of the black face. I think it's okay. I'm going to leave it. So let's come out and see the whole thing. I am rather pleased with how it's come out, I shall have to say. There we go. Oh, that isn't straight, is it? But I hope you have enjoyed this little series, and maybe join me for next week's. Actually, I need to just brush that off a bit. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure what next week's picture is, but hopefully it'll be fun as well. But thank you very much for watching. I hope that you have a really super day, and happy colouring.